As we look ahead to the coming year, businesses are navigating a mixed landscape of shifting global trends, rapid technological change, evolving consumer behavior, and ongoing geopolitical uncertainty. So a lot of stuff to grapple with. Now, what is one practical transformative move that businesses should take as they head into the new year?
Do think about one thing that really makes a big impact and economic value to you. And it could be a series of things that we talked about. It could be going into a new market, or it could be like Ryan, right? Going into the same market but with a digital strategy.
For businesses, you got to pay attention on the advancement in the AI, right? If you're not adopting it in your own company, you're going to have a shadow IT that's using it on their own. It's very dangerous when they start to use their own personal productivity tool for office work.
I mean, we are online flowers and gift company. Does sustainability really mean anything to the end consumers? So, but we are also seeing more and more people asking us, are you using sustainable packaging and stuff like that? Big companies and even government and institutions are going to, ask you, do you have a sustainable strategy?
We have shipment delays, raising costs. These are the two key things that will affect my business. But to look into that issue, so what we try to do, we try to diversify our sourcing, which we used to be very much 100% Australian product, but we did move on. We did had a little bit of US, not much. Then we move on to Europe. So we actually source globally, to diversify our risk when it comes to all these matters.
So we are upping our game in response to the growing interest of companies to expand overseas. We started the year with 3 Singapore Enterprise Centres in ASEAN, 1 in Jakarta, 1 in Ho Chi Minh City, and 1 in Bangkok. And we are closing the year with 2 new Singapore Enterprises Centre that we just opened up in a space of 2 weeks in November. So we opened up 1 in India, in Bengaluru, and 1 in UAE, in Dubai. When operating margins are so thin, and that the world is no longer flat with high tariff, low tariff, you better find out, which market give you lower tariff. 5% can make a difference. And the good news is, of course, Singapore is a network of 28 FTAs. You have heard all those things, right? But how does that 28 FTAs with 95 countries actually benefit your company?
Our first venture out of Singapore was actually to Hong Kong. But we failed in Hong Kong. After 10 years, we didn't do well. I'll nail it down to cultural norms and also the population not being internet savvy enough. In 2010, we decided to go into Malaysia. Okay, and one of the reasons why we go to Malaysia also because Malaysia and Singapore are not that different. Okay, so we bought out a company in Kuala Lumpur and we were quite successful today. The market is growing. Access to capital obviously is important, right? So all of you here who are not yet DBS customer or already DBS customer, I'm sure they'll be happy to lend you more capital to expand your business.
Asia will remain as the engine of growth in the global context. So when it comes to the markets that we are all around, you see China, Indonesia, operating at 4 to 5% GDP growth. I've came back from India, Vietnam, you're looking at 6-7% growth. So certainly for Singapore corporates looking to go out, you are in an environment where globally, in the global context, growth is still strong. Beyond being your banker, we want to be your partner. And we started a program called Bridging Business Horizons. And it's really a series of events and seminars where we target market by market so that customers who are interested in that particular market can join us.
So the farms we work with, they are actually all carbon neutral. And the meat actually arrive into our store and even to your dining table is actually carbon neutral. How the farm did it? Because the farm actually practice a lot of solar systems. They look into sustainability, and in order to have the extra credits because the meat are being flown over to Singapore. So we have to buy credits. When they buy carbon credits, they invest into some like windmill project or water projects, in India or other parts of the world. This year, we are very seriously looking into our operational how to minimize our wastage in terms of energy. So what we did, actually, we gave out quite a few cold rooms. We do import some groceries. We actually move it to a third party. So we let them manage. So we don't even need a big room. They just charge us, by stacks and stuff like that, areas and square feet. So these are the things we look into so that we can minimize how to be sustainable.
So if there's something that I wanted to call out to the businesses also, right, despite the global headwinds, of what's happening in the US and all that, I think, climate change is real. I think that whole journey of decarbonization is important, and I hope there are more companies like Wendy's, because the truth, is that the Singapore SMEs are lagging far behind even their global peers and certainly the larger companies in Singapore in embracing sustainability. And the reasons are the same: no time, no money, no talent. Yeah, large producers and large buyers are starting to expect these requirements from their supply chain. So if you don't do it, you're going to be green out of the supply chain. If you go to buy Griffin tea, it used to be all plastic packaging. And now it's all paper packaging, and they reported an increase in sales. So there are opportunities for that. Don't be green out, save your costs, and find new customers.
For DBS, we also have the ESG Ready program. I think to date, about a few hundred customers have signed up. About 130 have started the journey, and recently we graduated like 24 of them. So the idea is that we are meeting SMEs where you are. Some SMEs and bigger corporates have already started on the journey, but we also found that from our pulse survey that 60% of SMEs are still thinking about what to go. We have again dedicated program managers to work with companies one-on-one to take you through the journey, understanding what are your objectives, what kind of partners and solutions and steps will be suitable for you, having access to that suite of training products and providers, and of course, getting the relevant funding as well.